exposure, as next season is going to be everybody plays every single play.
It's going to be big.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But let's take a quick look at our maps here to see which have been banned and which have been picked. See where we get to play on, and let's get this show on the road. All right.
Skyscraper off the board right away. No one wants to play that anymore. We saw that
a couple times.
Yeah, it was good to see it, and now we can move on. So we've been there, done that. Chalet and Clubhouse, both also maps that are not great at the current moment, so it's no surprise to see those go off.
Bank, Border, Consulate. This is
Oregon and Cafe have been a bit better this season. Coastline as well, I would say. So Border, though, is, I'd say at the moment, one of the more balanced maps in terms of attack defense. So that's been pretty good. Same with Consulate to an extent, although there are some bomb sites that do favor defenders a little bit more.
Just don't do like our Latin American Challenger League second seed and rush up with the Monty and Yellow Stairs when you're playing against the Legion.
You never know with all these guys. But, I mean, these are all good maps this season. Border,
Bank especially.
Yeah. So this
Bank's
should be a
been
good map.
super fun to play. Watching, of course, Pro League level teams playing against one another on it. There's quite a few strats, a ton of sites to play.
Something to mention, though, that a lot of people may or may not know is, of course, that the patch came out recently.
Yes.
So there has been changes to the operators that will affect the strategies on these maps. All maps, especially, but these maps are definitely, especially something like Bank, can suffer from the fact that now Lion, for example, has one less charge to use to help roam clear on the Bank.
He's going to be purring now.
Yeah.
There's no roar anymore.
Not anymore, but but there also is other important changes too. For example, Ying losing the smokes, the Claymore going off Habana, and the lack of Habana able to clear ADSs. There's definitely
a blitz range change on the flash.
That's for tomorrow. Let's be honest. That's for Latin America to deal with.
Yes, we'll get to see what they do because Yeah Gaming and Red Canids are playing tomorrow in their matchup against VNS and. Red Devils, right? The Belgian Red Devils.
Yeah.
They're playing against Red Canids.
The one that we didn't see, interestingly enough, is the Echo buff, though. That was something that was on the TTS that we didn't see moved to us. Obviously, there was a lot of other stuff. Like
Redeemer was so happy when he saw that.
That's for next season, unfortunately. Or I don't know when they'll release that, but obviously not at the moment. So hopefully it's something that will work out well. I mean, assuming they keep that. I imagine that got good feedback. Bulletproof cameras seem to work quite well as well. So we're not going to see those right now, which means you could still pull off some good Yin Glass combos at the moment without those. But
the mid-season reinforcements, obviously they were practically at the end of the season, right? Because there were some pushback, etc.
This Pro League season.
Yeah, Ubisoft went out and explained everything. You saw the developer notes and then the patch notes. A lot of things were tested on the TTS. Only a very few of them were actually applied in the patch on May 1st and then May 2nd for consoles.
The operators balancing stuff.
Yeah. Which I guess is fine. Everybody in Pro League basically agreed Lion was way too good. Let's tone him down a notch. And I think this is a spot where he'll be picked a lot less, but he still has really good utility.
I feel like we're probably not going to see picks change too much, except for maybe Ying, possibly depending on how they're intending to use it.
I was very confused.
Habana probably not going to get picked less, and Lion maybe slightly less. I don't imagine they're going to drop Lion right now because he's still so strong.
All right, well, let's take a look at what you guys voted on. Their community vote, and let's see who won this out, Noble or Motiv8. Well, Noble here, they brought out all the peasants in. They're like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind, too, like, Noble's performances all looked really good because they were against Challenger League teams, whereas Motiv8's, all their matches looked pretty bad because they were against Pro League teams.
So
it's hard to, like, you're going to obviously favor the team that's looked strong all season, but in this case, are in two different leagues. So looking strong in Challenger League is not the same as looking good in Pro League at all, although, they may get the chance to do that if they can continue it.
Obviously, they were playing against Beast Coast. Before, they pretty much annihilated the teams you saw. The biggest highlight for me was Fox basically blowing himself up in Oregon.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
That summed it up.
Thank you very much, Davide, for that.
We appreciate that moment. It was good.
I can't wait to see him again. Honestly, I kind of miss him.
Well, he better not get into Pro League or it's going to be harder. Because if he gets to Lands, he can't come cast with us at them.
We won't have Justin Bieber performings. How can we put that on the billboards? If we're going to Paris Major or something, oh, we can't have Justin Bieber in concert.
Yeah, poor audience will suffer.
All right. Well, you saw that community vote where you guys can vote as well. Obviously, you can go on Facebook and like us on there, facebook.com/ESL Rainbow 6. Go check out all the highlights that we have on it. But also, the most important part, at least for us, is go on Twitter, @ESLRainbow6. We have our pre-game votes, so you guys can tell us who you think will take the matchup.
Just Shaw.
Yep.
Just Shaw.
Who's Shaw?
Just Shaw.
So that's our first thing. However, at the end of every one of our matchups, there are 4 players that are put up in a straw poll. And you know what? You get to vote on who you thought was the MVP of the matchup.
Yep.
You get to see who's... we have the tally of everything. At the end of the season, we'll try to make something to tell you, okay, here's the tally in total. We'll see what it comes through if we do something like that at LAN. Honestly, we're trying to push for it for Atlantic City. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, who really wants to
be homecoming queen.
Yeah, homecoming queen.
We'll see.
Troy is homecoming queen.
Gotta be Troy.
But yeah, we get to see who's the MVP in matches at LAN. Hopefully, that'll be very interesting to see.
Well, unfortunately, we won't see either of these teams at that next LAN, but maybe DreamHack.
Maybe DreamHack, because remember, they can qualify through. There was a Challenger League spot for them to get in. There was a 24-hour change, etc. Those are within the details. But that aside, let's get in and start up our fight. We'll remind you of the stakes at hand in this matchup here. The winner of Motiv8 versus Noble either retains their spot for Motiv8 or gets into Pro League for Season 8 next season, and that is what Noble are 100% trying to go through.
Which is why, of course, they're still going to be playing Lion.
It's still, he's still a pretty good operator.
You are seeing Thermite being used instead of Hibana, but this is, they know they're probably going to be attacking the top floor, and Thermite is the most useful op for attacking that, maybe more so than Hibana, in that, well, for, you know, you don't need hatches. Opening up the walls is usually the priority, whether they be in the office or they be the lockers wall. So not a big surprise there, but they are going with a Thatcher as well, which makes me think they are definitely considering going for that Armory lockers wall. But you still can use a Thatcher if need be for the office walls. They did bring a Bandit, no mute or anything like that, but Castle going to be employed here to actually try and deny some of the pathways. They are going for opening up the angles onto the CC, so they're going to go for the mirror on the wall, which is, I don't know, I think overall has not worked as often as a mirror in small office, but I think so many teams are so practiced on attacking the small office's wall that, you know, if you got a good strategy for it, it can work, because you can deny them playing in CCTV to an extent, the way he's trying to do right now. And then a lot of those castles downstairs to be able to help the roamer, which in this case I imagine is going to be Kush on that pulse to be able to give some intel from below. So they are helping him being able to roam, which is a good idea. However, Rampy on Zofia means they could easily open those castle barricades and push on, and it's not going to be a huge obstacle for them at all. And that is kind of the way to do it these days, is to use someone like the Zofia to get from below. But Glaz in Avian's little bird nest here, going to see if he can get a freebie. I don't think they're going to be jumping out, but you never know.
No. Oh, as you say that, no, they're going to jump in from behind. Of course, the mirror on the wall will help them tell who's the greatest defender of them all right now.
Yeah, well,
not much happening.
Yeah.
It's very standard. Of course, the Lion's going to be coming in. He takes care of the camera on the stairs.
You shouldn't be playing too aggressive, so he's doing a good job just clearing the regular areas. There used to be something that was always the Ash push, was push into the east stairwell and clear things out. But now Kush actually staying in lockers here, trying to get some good intel for his team instead.
Does he spot the heartbeat on the side?
One there. I'm almost surprised not to see Billboard playing Pulse. He used to be such a good Pulse main. But Kush is newer to the team, obviously playing well. It's nice to see they got their tags on as well, the MV8. Luckily, the hat there must have been within the 30-day limit for them to change it, so that is the problem with changing orgs quickly. But they're setting up some angles here. It seems like they're trying to figure out where the push is actually coming from. That's what Kush is helping out with, is determining how to organize their defenses. But Breezy is checking out the offices just to see if there's an opportunity here he might go for, because if they are weak in that area, he can help push from this cross, but he has not used a line charge yet. He only has 2 now. As he say that, there goes the first.
Of course, they have not reinforced both of the fountain walls. They reinforced the 2 in the back. And Ass is going to be going through and burning into with his Thermite. It's one of those walls taken out. They'll have a bit of an easier angle to look through into the archives. The second smoke grenade is going to get thrown up. They obviously spot the mirror window. It's set in the back as Cookies rattles off a couple of shots. The smoke grenades, the smoke canisters have already been thrown in. It's Breezy going in for the drone. Can't really do much with that here. Heavy will get 1 kill. The C4 will miss from Cookies, unfortunately, but he peeks in for a quick one. He downs the Thermite, but he can't take him out. Heavy just getting a clear angle on everybody here. But Kush will take down Rampy. So I'll have to fear him. He's below, and he's got a C4 in hand. 35 seconds on the clock, and he's got a ton of info. Can definitely hold on to Night Orcel. Throw it when need be. They don't have any more gas canisters. Talon looking in, barely used one of his shock wires. Just Kush eyeballing it here. 20 seconds on the clock, but he gets taken down from above, from below. Breezy rotating all the way down. They got 12 seconds on the clock. Yeti with one more. Billboard is the last man alive. He's got a shotty in hand, and Heavy from behind, finishing him off with the PMM. Heavy doing the carry work.
The heavy lifting.
The heavy lifting, that's for sure.
I think there was at least a 3K for him that round. He got 2 kills with his rifle and one with his pistol, possibly one more.
PMM is basically a rifle. I mean, yeah, that pistol is a pocket OTS, basically.
The P must be for pocket. Interesting that Noble is going to start on vents, though. I mean, go down to ventilation room.
It's technically not pocket. It's technically pistola. It's a Russian pistol.
Tactical pockets.
Tactical.
So, ventilation, though, is an odd choice to start with. Obviously, you can see the lineup again. No Habana, because they're going with Thermite, thinking it's going to be the top floor. So this is actually going to throw them off a bit.
I mean, it's still okay. You can Thermite the side of the wall.
Yeah, the bathroom.
Yeah, by the bathroom. Of course, with bringing the castle in, it's definitely going to be a ton here. Now, what I'm not a big fan of is Acid going on the Mira, but he's going to try and set up upstairs.
Yeah.
They don't have a pulse to help them out from below to check in C4s.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the way that that Kush played it last time, and that he played upstairs first to kind of catch where they were actually playing from before rotating down, so he didn't get killed too early anyways, as most of the time downstairs, he can't really watch up top without worrying about being contested, and the castle barricades will only delay for so long, so it seemed like a smart strategy, but then as he was trying to do that, Breezy managed to catch him, so... They are going again for a mirror on the wall, but this time it's for defending downstairs, so...
So they'll set it up here instead of setting up in the desk.
The difference is, of course, they're not opening a soft wall with angles into the CCTV. This is more just a hold to try and delay them as long as possible. And Acid actually going to rotate down after setting that up. Looked like he could have even been going to set up one on the bathroom instead of opening the usual rotate hole with the impact nade, which would definitely be interesting. Blackbeard coming out here. So Blackbeard's still not a dead operator, but a Blackbeard and a Glaz means there's going to be a lot of really scary rifle sounds coming out here pretty soon. As Glaz is already in, and we saw what Heavy did with Glaz last round.
If anything that scares me, it's the twitch for Yeti.
Yeah, for those for the mirror windows, it's going to be a bit of a problem as well if they can manage to sneak those in there.
They don't have a mute. They don't have a bandit to deal with that. You know, out of nowhere, as you have a couple drones running in, just have a Twitch drone coming in right at the end, and bam, your window's gone. You kind of have to forfeit it because...
Looks like he's getting ready for that.
You're not in the desk area, right?
No, he's actually got the... he's got it downstairs, so he's going for... He needs that opened up from Talon, potentially. Talon does it. The old Zofia.
He'll open it up.
It's such a classic move
that
now.
Is so good. I love that here, and you can see the mirror in the back. It's like, yeah. Darn you.
It's so hard to so hard to defeat it without constantly watching for that Twitch drone. So it is definitely the much safer way to take out that mirror window, and that is another risk to putting it on the wall, is that you expose yourself like that. So something to consider, but the wall does get open thanks to the Thermite, who has one left, may not even need it, but can use it for the bathroom as well. So
yep, there's quite a few spots to play around with. Of course, opening up the side, they realized, okay, nothing was reinforced in the desk, so they pretty much all have fallen back, and Kush can just open up the floor or already use the spots that have been opened up by the defenders.
A lot of credit to Motiv8. It's very difficult to clear the entire top floor without losing a single attack operator. So this is actually working out really well. And this is an interesting choice to get an angle down here. Now, of course, the Reg might not have breach charges, but Twitch might.
Imagine you can blow a hole and just jump down, just like they had in the cinematic intro for Rainbow Six, right? Back in the olden days.
I hope. But there is that hatch open he's got to worry about, which of course is one he used to get down there. But now he's going to watch a lot of angles, and there is a Glaz and a Blackbeard to pinch from. So there's definitely a lot of risk to peeking pretty much anything at this point. However, trying to fight down from the hatch doesn't seem to matter, as Yeti decided to come back upstairs and do some justice with that shotgun at long range. Those beautiful gloves.
How is he still alive in this spot? Yellow will melt him, but does he know that there's a second one ready for him? No, he does not. There you go.
Done.
Heavy's able to get the kill and then fall back. A 4v3. Wow. Heavy yet again. Not sure what Motiv8 were doing there, just opening themselves up, and you'll see Noble coming in. Try and deny this Acid with the C4, denying the plant. Talon only able to spray down. He gets one. He gets three. Down. Talon is on fire, but it's now a 1 versus 1. Both players alive. Talon punching the numbers in the ventilation room here. He's got a few bullets left in the M762. But unfortunately, oh, he'll take it down with a 4K. What is that? 1 HP left at the end, and he'll just flick to go for the headshot instantly to the head of the Legion. What a clutch from Talon.
Unfortunately, I think they just lacked the intel to know when to push on him when he was actually planting the diffuser, because it was an easy kill if you knew when he was planting to be able to rotate and get the shot.
They
but
all rushed out from the same rotation hole, Devin.
Yeah, that was the big mistake. And obviously, Talon got some great shots there through the wall. One of those was a wallbang that was not necessarily on, you know, he didn't know he was exactly right there. So one of those was a lucky kill for Talon, but that was a great clutch by him, though. And getting the plant down.
All skill, no luck. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 100%. That gun is such a beast, though, from Sophia. But you can see Heavy there, along with Talon, both of them.
Oh, boy. Devin.
Looking really good.
Devin, look at this.
What are we on here?
Look
Bathroom tellers?
Yes.
Yep, that is statistically the best bomb site.
Actually, yes, that's very
Only
true.
because Millennium have been rocking this bomb site very hard, and you know, Vitality have tried as well. So this has been a very French bomb site to play.
Yeah, they destroyed one. I mean,
yeah.
What, Motiv8 do have a French-Canadian
That's
on the
true.
team.
Kush could be bringing the inspiration here.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they're able to defend it as well. Castle, of course, is an important part of the strategy, as we saw from whenever Millennium did it. It seemed like every team struggled to get it. We even saw an M870 strat from the Jaeger to actually try and contest the castle door once they opened it. Now, I do not think Noble are going to be necessarily prepared for this. Obviously, again, the Sophia helps with this. I would say even more so than in Ash.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that could work very effectively against this. But once you open those castle barricades up, it seems like teams struggle to actually fight the offices and just don't know how to pitch it yet. However, I would imagine teams have spent time looking at the VODs of Millennium to figure out how to counter this strat as well. Because you got to imagine other teams are going to be copycatting it, much like we saw Penta and EG bringing the strats for customs, and the other teams starting to ape that for a while. So this is kind of the new customs, I guess. We'll see what they're going to do about it, but they are at least going to clear underneath first, and they are clearing across from the normal attack side, which is good. You know how to clear that side very well. You can take control, go for a pinch, and then approach from there, because once you try and approach from the hallway, it's a lot more difficult. And the broken window there gonna make him a little concerned. So let's see if they're able to get any intel. Now, of course, the Valkyrie cameras here from Yellow are really gonna help in determining where the approach is coming from. And I would imagine gonna be vital to this defense working, because being able to rotate to exactly where they're approaching from has been something that's really helped the other teams stick that offices and stay above the bomb site, which is exactly how you have to defend it.
Well, they used one of their E1Ds here on the Lion. Of course, you only have 2 of them. And once you stop moving, well, you're not detected anymore. So just stand still is definitely a strategy that you can employ.
It's make them stand still so you can get in the room, affect them down. And it works because you have Yeti in here now, but he's given away his position. The smokes obviously have countered him as well. But that is 1 smoke off the board, so at least tip for tap at 1:20 left is not great.
Now, Hollow on the L85 though, that's an odd one most of the time. Second E1D is going to get used as well. Now they'll run into that mirror window, but from above, Kush will nail the first one here. Just rotating down. The diffuser will be planted, and that is a different way of doing things, because usually it's like, okay, you haven't eliminated anybody up top, you're not going to get anything out of it, though. A bit of damage done to Acid here. He's going to try to go for the 1v1. He'll take this one here, but Rampy will get the other one. Noble are on fire, but Motiv8 will get one for their own. Yellow going in for the pickup on Billboard. Now, will they drop the hatch? Yeah, the first one's going to drop in and die, and the second one is Heavy looking in, and they cracked it. That's surprising, but it's also, in my mind, if I look at it, Motiv8 not really knowing how to react to this, because they should have had an easy defense with the way they had everybody set up on the top floor.
Well, you saw opportunities where they actually missed shots. For example, there was Mira looking down through the floor and actually just barely missed the head of one of the attackers down inside Workshop. They just didn't seem to know how to defend against that take. And plus, Heavy on that Glaz, you know, Glaz is not necessarily a great indoors operator, but we've seen Heavy play it very well. He seems to know all the right angles to play to get those kills. Obviously, one of them was a nice hatch drop. It was good that they were able to pick up Billboard, but they just weren't able to do anything with it because the plant was down at that point. The time they spent picking Billboard up gave them the time to get that plant down. Just a very effective overall attack. you saw the confidence in them pushing in through the Armory locker side and knowing how to take control, then taking control of vents. They pretty much just sectioned them off in the office. They said, you know what, you want to seal yourself off there? That's fine with us, we'll play around it. And the angles from Motiv8 just weren't as good as maybe they were for Millennium, so hurting the statistics for Bathroom Tellers, trying to make it less popular of a bomb site.
I mean,
they may try it again, though.
It's been played a total of, what, 4? This is the 5th time?
7 rounds, I believe.
7 rounds, including this one?
No, 8 now, including this one.
Okay.
If I remember correctly from the stats.
It's pretty okay win rate for the defense.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Well, I mean, it didn't win that many times, but it's getting up there if they could stop playing it and losing it. Unfortunately, some trouble with the hatches there from Breezy, but we are going to see them playing upstairs again here. See if they can defend that successfully, because they did start vents, so they get to play this second, which is the better bomb site. I mean, arguably defensive wins have been lower for vents, so it has been attacker-sided across the season, but that's not a big surprise.
If you look back at that round where Talon should not
this is true.
have gotten the 4K.
No, he shouldn't. Like I said, one of those was lucky. That might have been the game changer, but it was also due to, like I said, lack of intel by the defenders in terms of knowing the plant was going down. The callouts weren't there, and you know, they suffered because of it. Kush trying to channel heavy here as well again. Last time this didn't work out as great. The glass of Kush did get taken down fairly early as opposed to Billboard and that Blackbeard. But they're hoping to make it a little more successful this time on a different bomb site. But Heavy, roaming in the bathroom of all places, he is again on a roll every single round showing up for his team here. He lost half his health, but totally worth it there because the Zofia we've seen the utility of. We saw what, as you said, Talon did with that last time. So having Talon off the board there is important because that gun is deadly. We'll see if the crossfire here will work though, because the Blackbeard on the AC is such a classic play, but then the glass on the front door hasn't been doing much for them.
Basically, they don't want to use him up too much. They don't want to force themselves to use up his smokes as well, obviously being very important here.
Chance to because he keeps dying.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Ooh, there's the Blackbeard. This is a very good start.
Oh, the C4 out, and Yeti! He'll get the C4 on yellow to avenge his fallen comrade. That's it there, but Cookies will refrag. 3v1, the Thermite solo with half HP looking from the lockers down into the desk area. Has to face 2 players behind. They'll go in over the 5-7, win it out against the smoke. Unfortunately for him, Heavy is ready to turn around and just get a quick shot on him. Smoke was getting a bit aggressive there at the end, to say the least.
Well, good play by him actually getting the pistol kill, but that was a desperate play at best at that point. I mean, at least he had the diffuser, but good luck planting it in that room.
The crazy one is the SMG-11 sniping the Thermite. Or, well, sniping the glass.
Yeah.
That should definitely not have happened because you're there at the end. Okay, we're relying on this guy to clear things up as we're moving into the site. And bam, well, he's dead. He's dead, Jim.
That's the thing, is the only way to counter glass most of the time is to peek him at the right moment. That's what you have to do. You have to know where he's at, and you have to peek him before he's ready for you to peek him and get that kill. And you have to land your shot. The SMG-11 is a very good weapon, and the range wasn't that far because, as we've seen with the glass play in here, it's all very close range glass play. And that's something to consider is you really need the support of your teammates to successfully play a glass indoors because you cannot watch all of your sides because you're zoomed in quite far and really focused on one particular angle. So you can't fight a lot of different angles at the same time, and you can quite quickly become a victim. And we're going to see Kush again on this pulse. He's going to be playing it like he did last time, over in that corner, trying to get an intel on where they're pushing from first to have an idea whether or not he needs to rotate downstairs and where they're going to be playing in terms of last time we saw them attack quite a bit from the offices side as well. Heavy going to be back on this glass. Again, he is really doing well for his team, regardless which operator he's playing, but especially on glass here, definitely comfortable in that role. And we haven't really seen a ton of use of those smokes just yet.
No.
For glass, he's just been getting in there and landing those shots without them. They've almost just been more for baiting out smokes from Billboard at this point.
Obviously, Ying not really being a big pick anymore because she has lost her 2 smokes.
Ooh, it looked like
that changes in effect.
Now this is what we were talking about earlier. The Zofia attack from below. It actually took half of Talon's health off trying to defend that.
Now he's spotted and they go in for the shots. Fortunately, he's going to be the one to get a kill. Talon on fire today. Kush taking a lot of damage here on the pulse, will have to fall back.
Luckily, they don't need that Thatcher anymore. unfortunate for Yeti. Nice angle here from Glaz, trying to find anyone, because all he has to see is that yellow sliver and the amount of damage he does. So close. But he is so well protected. That angle means it's so hard to hit the shots through that going the other way, and that's really smart Glaz play, and that's why Heavy is doing so well. And Kush finally finished off by the Zofia of Rampy, who has not been getting a ton of kills, but definitely playing well for his team.
All right, the second E1D is going to get used here as they'll try to go for a plant. Cookies from below still has a Nitro Cell in hand. They'll detect Talon for just a bit. He sets himself up in the back. Cookies spraying in from below, getting a kill though on Rampy, but the diffuser has been set, and now they can just back off and use the balcony to their advantage. You saw the positioning from Heavy on the glass. Difficult one if they set themselves up in that spot yet again. Talon trying to rotate into the CCTV. Through the hallway, a billboard, getting one. Breezy trying to spray in with the line. This is contesting in CCTV. Fortunately for him, he's the last man alive, and it'll go down. Talon and Yellow to clean things up, and Talon, oh my god. What is going on? He's IGLing, and he's putting the team in that backpack, zipping them all up, and taking them home.
See, I mean, the problem is they got in and they got the plant down against 4. Which is great. You've got the plant down despite not killing everyone. The problem is you haven't killed everyone at that point, and you saw exactly what happens is you have too many people, too many angles to watch. Lion wasn't able to help watch the diffuser because he was too busy watching the flank, which he couldn't hit due to the little popping up and down coming from Talon, which was, I mean, that was one way to play it. It definitely made sure the headshot was hard to hit. And we're going to see our first real big operator switch in terms of Capitao coming out this round from the attackers of Talon, who is actually going to have Kush going to play instead. And yeah, as you said, the Ying for the first time here. And a Buck as well from Yellow. This is a completely different strat.
7-3 for Talon, definitely showing up. Heavy as well, and the 82 seen him do so well on the glass. Unfortunately, last round was not really a great one for him, to say the least.
Yellow close second there. I kind of trying to help his team in Yeti. The most points there. That's the important thing. Probably get some good
participation,
some good drone scans. Now, and that is the thing, is that I don't think they've changed it to where you can scan on Twitch's drone and Echo's drone yet. I don't think that was in the patch as well. So that is something to note for the future that will potentially impact Pro League in that players can see through those 2 drones that they couldn't previously while dead. And I think that will help.
And this has not been implemented yet with the new UI, but when you're going in the droning phase and you're on the attackers, you lose one of the drones. It shows up, so the operator that lost his drone shows up in gray above as...
Also, you can switch to the other drone without having to lose your drone first. So that's great for when mute's in play. You lose your drone to a mute.
What was it, the talk? I think Pengu was saying this on the stream because I was watching the instant TTS was out and playing so much TTS. He's like, you know what, I think we're going to need like a professional camera watcher for our team because it's going to be so important now being able to switch so fluidly between points of view.
Well, he'll probably just hire Marcio.
A bomb has been located.
So we'll see. I mean, this is a completely different strat coming up.
The only way Marcio could be in Pro League.
So now this time Motiv8 know that they're going to be playing down in vents, because last time they were caught unprepared by vents because Noble played it first. So we didn't see Motiv8's strategy for vents. So this is the strategy that they would have used had they known, and it's a completely different set of operators. I hope that Ying isn't for a Ying drop because we know how often that works.
And Claymore on Ying, obviously that is the major change
which helps make up for the fact that we have yet to see Hibana yet. So Breezy, though, taking a lot of damage on the Legion. He needs to play it smart and careful so he can continue to charge those up and help the team slow down this push. You see Jaeger potentially pushing on his Capitao, and there we go. He wins the battle. Rampy with a nice kill, barely taking any damage as Yeti finishes off Kush. This is going very well in the counter-strat favor of Noble.
Even opening up all the all the supply room here. This is going to make it so difficult for Yellow to contest because now he has to be the aggressor. He is the man that has to peek against the defenders while they know every single spot he's in. They might not have a Valkyrie to play around with the camera positions, but they can immediately go for quick peeks and realize, all right, he's just there, we can go for the kill.
I mean, it's unfortunate. They're still holding angles at 58 seconds left here. This is not a great way to play it. Billboard, the one carrying the diffuser, waiting for the rest of his team to get in position so he can start throwing more of those candles. He's already used 2 of them, though, just trying to get this far and has killed 0 people with them. So that is an unfortunate place to be. He hasn't placed the Claymore yet, but they need to coordinate this push or they're just going to die trying to drop in or push into the site. They have Thermite, though.
I'll remind you that Ying's T95 now does more damage, 43 in total. Yellow going in with the C8, getting the kill on Yeti. It's one eliminated, and I believe he had at least one more canister to play with.
At least he got to use some of them.
Oh, quick rush in from Billboard, doesn't even need the Candela. All the way through, 2 kills though, going for Noble as Cookies, turning it into a 2v1. He'll get shot from the back by Rampy as he drops in from the desk.
Keep seeing those desperate Cookies plays on Thermite trying to push in. Unfortunate. Nice drop there. Good game sense coming down. Unfortunately, it was a little late to come down to the battle. He probably could have maybe gotten the kill earlier and saved one.
Could have been more efficient, right?
Nonetheless, you win the round, and that's all that matters, according to Fabian.
Well, that's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing that carries over except for the bomb sites.
There's no economy in this game.
Yeah, like well, technically, the only economy that you have to deal with is
bomb sites.
Bomb sites, which is very important because they completely change up the way you play.
Which is why now we see Motiv8 going down to Ventilation, and this could be Noble's chance to close it out because of that resource you just mentioned. Now Motiv8 are on the back foot. They have to try and win the harder bomb site at match point. This is not a great way to start against this team to try and keep your Pro League spot. But they have been putting up a good fight, I would say. Overall, Noble have been playing, significantly better, especially thanks to Heavy. Yeti this time actually going to be on the Capitao, so they are bringing that out. It's Heavy, of course, going to be on that Galaz Breezy. Again, on the Lion, which we haven't been seeing as much effect out of, but it's been good for helping them push in and get map control. So that's why you see, despite the lack of the charge and the longer cooldown, maybe it's not as helpful on the plant anymore, because we're seeing teams use it up before they get the plant down. It's more just getting map control on a map like this, but that's going to be on a map-by-map basis or even site-by-site basis, how you use those Lion charges, depending on whether you need it for the map.
And knowing Border, similar to, in my mind, Cafe, where there are spots that you always see defenders roaming around and using as anchor points for their defense to rotate around and then come back on the site if need be. Yeah, E1D is very important to help out.
I like that mirror window, though, facing into the archives. Is one you don't see too often. They're opening up a lot of angles downstairs as well. They want to make sure that Rampy can't just easily help open that wall, because we saw what happened last time. Talon was actually even able to get the kill onto Thatch for that, but no slowdown on that wall. They get it open easy peasy without needing a Twitch or anything to help with those batteries. And that's not great. However, it has taken them 45 seconds. And that Castle Barricade actually working a little in their favor here to an extent, because now these two are just spending all of their time in CCTV, just watching angles, not getting any kills while the site gets taken from above, potentially.
They don't have an impact nade to use the second hatch to drop in from. And Kush taking so much damage from the outside. Rampy, actually, no, that's from the other angle. Do they even know that Rampy is set up?
The pinch is real. These Castle Barricades seeming to work against them here, especially with Kush so low on health. I mean, I like that they want to defend customs, but they are dedicating a lot of resources to not getting pretty much anything out of it at this point.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Ella has to fall back into the supply room. He'll her spray in as he sees the first drones coming in.
Great to put some fear in them, but that really gives away your position at that point. It's hard to use it. It is good, though, he's going to rotate off of it. However, you're seeing them all kind of watching the same angles, and they don't seem to know how to counter this.
Yep. Doubling up angles is definitely a bad thing to do no matter what. There's possibly going to be a team kill in it. You put yourself in a position where they can easily outflank you. You tunnel vision too hard. Now you're a minute left.
No one's dead yet.
Yeah, no one's dead yet. A lot of damage done to Kush. They have not really gone for the reset because they're in CCTV. It's a bit of a difficult spot to be in. And Talon, straight shot to the head here. 3 in a row for Motiv8. The Lion trying to come in, but Cookies is ready for him. What is happening here? Noble with Heavy all on his own, and Cookies for the 2K to end the round. Motiv8. They pick up their third round on the board, and they want to stay in this.
You think?
Well, it's as you said, it's very different where you dominate in Challenger League and seeing how Motiv8 played, they were losing against Pro League teams, but it seems like they're able to put up a pretty darn good fight against Noble here.
I mean, a lot of that was down to the castle didn't necessarily help them, but it did also give them a lot of freedom to rotate around, and just the slow pace at which Noble was taking map control. You saw how late that Lion was popped, for example. Just the slow pace of taking the map control because of those castle barricades, because of them not really playing around how the defense was set up and kind of sectioning them off.
Attackers need to locate
they just completely fell to rushing in a little bit early. And in terms of that, they just, I don't know, they got wiped pretty fast because that good C4 plays as well, though, made a big difference in terms of countering their aggression. We're going to actually see our first Blitz here from Yellow. So Glaz, Blitz, Blackbeard, and Lion. Someone is desperate to not get relegated out, and it's Motiv8.
I would say, where's the Jackal and the Dokkaebi, but I think this is good enough.
Yeah, I think Capital will be fine. Something to keep in mind too is Capital is a nice piece to take advantage of if you can play aggressive, which Talon's been able to do pretty well.
Para 308 does a ton of damage as well.
Actually, it's something to mention. You mentioned about Capital's getting the buff. Capital's actually got the biggest buff of all. That was a much bigger buff for Capital's LMG.
Yes.
It was a huge
Will they actually... Now, here's the thing. We'll remind you that 4 LMGs have been buffed.
Yeah.
Which is the GPMG, the Russian GPMG.
You're not going to see that one as well.
Yeah, the PKP, just to keep that in mind, or the PKM. Then you have the T95 for Ying. You have the LMGE, the Unicorn that Zofia uses. And of course, you have the Saw that Capital uses. And they have not gone through the changes for recoil, but they have had a ton.
Wow. An aggressive push through the smoke.
So much damage.
This archive take is working out pretty well. Unfortunately, the blinding distance is much shorter now, and the C4 takes out 2 for it.
Yeti going in. As Yeti gets the 3rd one as well. He just chucks it in. Now 3 in for Noble. They're ready to clean this one up, at a billboard set up on the ventilation. This is the difficult spot to deal with. If you're a defender, Cookies will land the Claymore. Stick it to Yeti here from the grave, but Billboard last alive versus 3. Noble have to coordinate this fight. This Billboard taking a lot of damage even through the rifle shield. And they'll just go for the diffuser. Acid wants to clean this one up as Heavy already gets the kill. And Defenders will take the round. Noble 5-3 now. Map 1 going their way on border as we get ready for a second.
I liked the aggressive play there in terms of that strat and the great coverage by Billboard and the Blackbeard so they could get that plant down. He was just constantly spamming a ton of different angles to make sure that they couldn't push on that diffuse plant, and the defenders couldn't really rotate anywhere because to rotate over to Fountains, most of the time you have to go through that archives room other than going all the way around. So great play by Noble.
Talon, Cookies, Yeti, Heavy. Honestly, I was so surprised with the way that Talon was playing this game because he didn't have the best of seasons. And we're kind of giving him a bit of a hard time.
He's probably the most
friendly hard
Pro League player of that entire team, though.
Yeah, and then having him do that well, almost saving. He saved around a clutch of 4K.
Well, you heard during in his interview, he was saying that he had to work on the IGLing like independently as well, and I think that is paying off in terms of him having a bit better of sense of how to balance IGLing versus playing, because obviously that's something I think a lot of good IGLs grow into. Like we've seen Fabian, for example, kind of started out being a little bit of a slow fragger, turned into a great fragger. Canadian as well. He was not the greatest fragger at first. And then,
okay, just to correct you there for a second, that was when Lion was much stronger for Fabian. Let's not give him too much credit.
That's true. Well, so. No, he did great at Invitational, though.
Oh, God.
I'll give him that. You get 1.
Nothing more.
Yeah. Greatest player in the world. All right,
Rest in peace, Kate the Cat.
Consulate should be interesting, though. This is a map that, looking at the bomb site stats, I thought was interesting that Garage has actually been very defender-favored. So just overall in the stats, like across the regions, that is the one that has been won by defenders more often. This is one where we talk about 3 viable bomb sites, but if you look at it, attackers win the top floor more often, defenders win the bottom floor more often, and the middle floor, right about in the middle there, the Goldilocks spot. So if players realize that, maybe we'll see a bit more lobby because it just seems to be working. I mean, it is similar to Vents in the fact that you want to defend it from above. And so a split defense technically shouldn't favor the defenders in a lot of ways because of the fact that you are dealing with a situation where you can't have all of your people playing in one area on one floor to be able to do it. But it also splits up the attackers as well to an extent, and the attackers have to deal with trying to attack 2 different areas at the same time, potentially, or deal with areas where
even Frost has been picked up on a lobby defense.
Yeah.
And very interesting. We've seen positions, like so many different ways to play in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's a very important position here.
There's 2 bathrooms, too.
Well,
that's an important part of this
The
map.
ground floor one, basically, because of the fact that you can put a mute there with a jammer on the wall and then be pretty much impossible to take down without taking 2 or 3 down with you. We saw that even within Ence's match, when they were playing for their spot in Seed 1. And there's so many ways also to set up with mirror windows in there. But we go into that. Now we're starting off with lobby press room.
Like I was talking about, it's a good bomb site. Dokkaebi, though, going to maybe make it a little bit harder. That is something that is... Now, something to consider is now that you lose the smokes off Ying, Dokkaebi and Jackal now have more utility in terms of helping Glaz
Jackal
out.
was already pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we now have more smokes? It's more reasons.
Well, you saw, for example, a team like SK, right? Originally they had Jarvis bringing Dokkaebi for the smokes. Decided that didn't work out as great. Started bringing Jackal for the smokes.
Yeah.
You see teams will consider, like, smokes are important. And now that you've taken them off Ying, it is that much more important to utilize those other two operators that bring them. Jackal, I wouldn't be surprised to see somehow make a bit of a resurgence now that Lion has been nerfed a little bit. However, so far have yet to see him in this match. We are going to see, I think, our first dock here from Breezy in Castle, ever popular this season along with Pulse.
It's very possible that if we go for a garage take, then we might see Jackal because it makes a bit more sense.
If you know that's what they're going to be playing. With 3 bomb sites, it's so much harder to predict.
And this is the beauty of Consulate, because really you can play anywhere, and it's still very, very viable. And you see the defense from Noble setting up mostly on the top floor. That's exactly what you were explaining before. Something
to consider is the castle here is not hard countered too much by anyone on Motiv8. They don't have any soft breachers to use. They didn't bring Zofia, Ash, or Sledge. Buck's not going to be able to open those. Glaz is going to happen. I mean, Glaz is the closest thing at the moment, other than maybe Hibana to be able to open those, but that is, I think, the first Hibana we're seeing as well. Going to help to be able to open up hatches if they attack from above, although a lot of those hatches are usually already opened by the defenders to be able to rotate. And then classic Pulse in the basement where he was born. So he loves to play down here, and surprisingly, you know, I don't know if it was Rampy. Was it Rampy that was playing Pulse before? I don't remember, but
located by attackers.
We'll see. Acid, though, going to be on the Echo. Like I said, Echo has not, unfortunately, received that buff just yet, but...
oh, the nade!
From Yellow. That is
Kobe.
The heavy fragger down. He has gotten at least his castle barricades up. Unfortunately, once it fell down, so did he.
Oh, my God.
Nicely played. Now, they still have the Echo, though, to kind of play back and give some defense here. You see Acid on that Echo, checking around, get some idea where they might be coming from, as he's going to be playing in a more secure spot. 2 phone calls left. None have come out yet. There's the first one, of course. It always right when I say it, right? It's like they're listening to me. Stream sniping. There's Buck, though, very low on health.
It is a Dokkaebi.
That's true. Dokkaebi does have the ability to hack the stream. But Breezy gets Kush. Kush just struggling on this Glaz. It has not been a great operator for him, and I hope they think about maybe having someone else play that role, because he's just been getting taken down time and time again. Maybe that's that counter-stratting Yeti was talking about. But Rampy, going to be providing some good intel to his team. Might have helped with that as well. Between him and Echo, they're going to have a lot of idea where this attack is coming from. Breezy playing an interesting spot on this dock here to be able to fight that long angle. Does get spotted by Talon's drone, potentially. No, it's facing the other way, and there it goes. Both drones down. They are struggling to attack this with just a minute left, and they don't have a lot of map control just yet. You see freely rotating defenders like Breezy on a 3 armor rotate. Still working out, as well as Pulse rotating around. Yelly getting a kill onto one of the other heavy fraggers, Cookies, that Thermite who's usually left alone at the end.
Well, here he's already going to meet his untimely demise. As Breezy going in yet again, can't get the shot though on Billboard. Goes in with the Mark 14.
Did he shoot that C4 midair? Oh, can he go hack that phone? Go hack the phone, man. Just do it.
Oh, he'll take a bit of damage from the back though. Talon coming in. Does he know that they're... Yes, okay. They're going to get the information. Can't finish off the Pulse just yet. 2 players going in. Who's that?
It's all about those...
The one tap.
Between Talon... And it's one of those things where this is why we talk about maybe nerfing some of the secondary SMGs.
Oh, yeah.
You saw 3 kills in a row from secondary SMGs there from Dokkaebi and Hibana. The Baron 9 is so good.
When we talk about Vigil, Devin, so I was like, you know, we're sitting in the back, we're watching games, you know, what was it, the Ace from Adam? We're watching it together in production, and it was like, you just mentioned it, well, he doesn't really need to reload the K1A, the Kia, because, you know what, he's got an SMG-12, which is...
Well, you got 2 good guns. I mean, Dokkaebi's in the worst position of that, because the DMR can be difficult if you're not used to using it. But Hibana, obviously, a little bit stronger with the Type 89. However, we're going to see actually our first Jackal we were talking about earlier. Rampy going to be on that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is you saw how much they struggled in roam clear last round. I mean, that was all down to Billboard winning that round, though. 3-piece. Nicely. I mean, one of those was a bit of a trade, but the other 2 in a row, with that SMG, along with the finish by, it was Allen that was on?
Attackers have located a bomb.
But, or no, maybe it was Yellow. Either way though,
10
Kush going to
seconds
be
left
on
before
the castle
insertion.
this time. Billboard going to be bringing out the Valkyrie, something that is played
5
quite a bit on
seconds
this map. You get a lot of intel both inside and out, especially outside here. Not sure if they're going to go with any cheeky runouts, but he is definitely going to remodel that window.
Just a quick black eye throw, and that's already okay.
I'm hoping that was what he was intending to do with it, as he is not going to retry. Now he's going to, that's a little bit of a late setup. You could have probably been doing that at the time you were smacking the window, but either way.
It's a remodeling.
Heavily going to be on that glass yet again. So this is important that they counter those Valkyrie cameras, though, so that people like Heavy can watch an angle without getting jump out on. And now with Yeti not able to bring a Claymore, and I imagine maybe no one else on the team even having Claymores outside of maybe Breezy on the Lion, and
Attackers
maybe
have located
Thermite.
a bomb.
Of
Depending on
course,
what they want to bring.
Hibana does not have a Claymore. Keep that in mind. That has been changed.
So they're going to get spotted here by that drone. So they know the positioning is still a hard angle to hit, especially from the window that is open.
It's a very interesting Valcam as well. It's been set up below.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you can't safely stand on there and use it, but they have not pressured him out of here. This is where Capita was actually pretty strong, being able to help pressure people out of this. He's fighting a different angle, though, and the first line coming out.
Oh boy, here we go. Billboard going in, but the Claymore from below, Breezy. Well,
that's why you place that Claymore there.
He'll bring it back.
The problem with that Claymore versus the yellow stairs one, of course, is that you don't get the kill before the kill. You end up getting the kill after. They get the kill on the way down, like you saw Breezy do, and then, or I mean, Billboard do, and then the trade.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, unlike certain people, you can't really throw that bookcase out of the window. I'm pretty sure it's fairly illegal to do.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future.
So Talon trying to play these yellow stairs pretty confidently, knowing there's no one playing the skylight right now, but Yeti is just standing there waiting for the right moment. Oh, there we go. Nicely played counter, but easily shot. And then Cookies with a nice C4 kill. So many C4 kills, but Rampy on that. Jackal trading it back.
C7E, a great rifle to play with here. But Heavy will smack Yellow in the side, and will take him out with his OTS, leaving only one alive. But remember, this is a Vector 45, and he's playing against a Jackal and the Glass.
Yeah, he
we've
does
seen it
not have
so
range
many
advantage.
times.
That's
But we've seen it so many times. The Vector just snipes
yeah.
the Glass across the map so many times, especially
Where Jackal
on
just
Consulate.
needs to get those footprints and ping. That would really help pressure Cookies
If Cookies is even moved out of this
Yeah.
position, that's one thing.
Spent his life in connector. He's going to be able to rotate out, though, and this flank could work here. Does find one. Can't land the shot.
Oh no! He's got to pull back, and they'll both try to peek him. They'll go into the connector room, and now they're using their mirror window against him from the side. Rampy comes in,
The irony.
gets the kill.
That was beautifully
Oh
played.
my god.
He thought he had this flank. Honestly, he cost himself that round by missing that shot onto to Rampy. Had he landed that shot, that could have changed everything, but giving them the opportunity to rotate around behind him, use his own mirror window against him, really cost him that round. I mean, low health there for some of the attackers, but a great attempt, though, overall. Just missed shots. Gonna cost you. Now we'll see if Billboard and Talon can rock those SMGs again, as they're gonna be trying to do the same attack that they won last time against the same bomb site. Noble gonna be playing down in lobby yet again. So take two of this. Last time they brought that dock, he was a little bit slow on that rotate, as well as the pulse. So they're changing it up. Now they're gonna bring a Valkyrie instead to get that intel without that pulse. Still got acid on Echo.
And Billboard again.
So we'll see if this is able to work out a little bit better. I think the adjustments are probably smart ones, but we just saw Motiv8 struggle a little bit in terms of getting map control. And if they can capitalize off that again from Noble, I think they could take this round this time, because it was all down to Billboard, as you said, winning that before with some great fights. If they can just shut down Billboard or Talon, I think this could be a much better defensive round. As I said, this is the better defensive bomb site compared to the upstairs, at
10
least.
seconds left.
But we'll see. I mean, we did see, obviously, it was the
5
better bomb
seconds
site
remaining.
compared to upstairs last round, because Noble won that attack.
So it's
Attackers have
Heavy looks a
recovered
little
their
confused.
diffuser. Attackers
big
ejected.
clear here.
Oh.
Motiv8 not.
Here we go.
Oh boy. He's still got one armor panel to play with.
Attackers dropped
Nobody's
their
going to be
diffuser.
peeking in
Attackers
from
recovered
the
the bomb
Visa
diffuser.
office, and he's just going to fall back. Quite possibly set up his last. And then we'll be done. You know, done.
They are a little scared about some of these plays in the castle barricade, at least helping a little bit here in terms of them not being able to get as many angles. But this is an angle that's oh so useful in the bathroom at least. And that's the difficulty in playing that bathroom we were talking about earlier, is the angle underneath the door. Makes it very hard to rotate except for through the walls.
Especially if you leave a soft wall on your left side, standing
yeah.
inside of it, because as you saw, the glass can just look on down and spray into the wall, and good luck doing something.
Interesting use of the Kairos there, opening up 2 holes next to each other like that. That's a lot of utility off the board. Talon does use that SMG yet again, but loses half his health, and then is finished off by Breezy. So now they've just got to find Billboard to make this happen here. But Plant is actually potentially going down. Echo tried to stop it for as long as he could, but C4 is going to finish the job. Rampy, nicely done.
Wrapping it up here, getting the kill on the planter. Now he eliminates Billboard. The Dokkaebi at the end denies the plant. Now they have to fight within a confined space, and Acid will come in and get the kill with the Echo. Now he can still lay down and use his drone again to his advantage, but Yellow coming in, taking down the Valkyrie means he has to watch his flank just a bit closer. So they know that there's a player playing on the yellow stairs, and that is, of course, the Bandit Breezy.
It's yellow on yellow. He has been doing pretty good on this buck so far, though, so that has been helping. And the old C8 ACOG is not the easiest thing to play in terms of recoil control.
The dual angles, though, between the Echo and the Bandit here. This is
deadly.
deadly.
Oh, no, he gives it away.
He rushes in, though. Breezy getting the headshot on Yellow.
What are we going to do, skeleton key that?
Unfortunate. Kush.
Hey, Kush for once not the first to die, instead the last to die, potentially for once. So that's good, but and there he goes. There's the bearing 9, but for defense this time.
Well, honestly, there's so many ways that you can change things around. I just wish that Hibana was changed without affecting.
Pit trap, too.
Yeah, we saw that.
Had he succeeded in getting in there and living, he would have just fallen straight down through.
Oh my god, I remember the Ying.
Yeah.
I think it was Latin America. I think I was casting with...
I don't remember if it was Latin America or EU, but that was hilarious. And we almost saw it again. His corpse, the only thing to fall instead.
Yeah, I was with Michael on that, and then he just jumps on up and like, whoops, there's 4 players looking at me.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We are going to see Garage, as you just mentioned. Like I said earlier, this is better for the defense.
I want to see where the Mute's playing, though, because sure, you can set up a couple of jammers downstairs, but how will he reinforce the bathroom? Mute has some very interesting plays that you can have there, and with the way that Talon has been on fire really today, it makes a lot of sense to put him in a frag position.
I can see him on the roam. Mute has been a pretty good roamer. Once he gets his jammer set up, we see a lot of times just, I don't know, smart roam play.
For me, it's like even better. Just use your jammer to play in the bathroom. You don't even need to roam. That position basically forces 3 opponents to dedicate half of their utility. Yeah. If they can even take you out.
Not to mention, taking piano is so important for the bomb site. So we do see that they brought a Mute but no Bandit for the garage door. And interestingly enough, brought a Rook of all things. So I'm not sure about this defensive setup in terms of operators. But as I said, this is the better bomb site. They went from the worst bomb site for defenders to the better bomb site. So that was a smart choice, because they didn't have to, they weren't forced to. They lost the top floor. They decided, well, we'll go all the way to the basement, which was, it does give them some potential here, as now Acid is going to have to try and open those doors with the help of someone clearing out the Mute jammers that I would assume are going to be on the garage door. But those are not as big a deal as dealing with Bandit batteries. But was that mirror windows on the garage?
Yes.
My goodness, they are playing interesting. Are they channeling? I don't know. I mean, it's 2 of them, too. They want full coverage.
Leon.
Cafeteria attack?
Leon Good's strategies have leaked into North American Pro League.
You should write a book. Wow, so close from Yeti. Good ping there by Jackal, catching those footprints from Rampy. That Jackal really paying off so far. Rampy's been doing well with it. The only one to play that split. There's a nice angle as well into that Mute jammer. That's going to help stop some of this denial. But Yellow does take down Heavy, the big fragger here on the Glaz. So once that garage door is opened, will not be as effective for Glaz as he is dead. So
remember that they don't have any Jaeger on the defense, which would be great here to oh no! Oh no! Rampy, what are you doing here? Gets taken out with the MP5. No, Acid has to basically reconsider his life decisions, because it's going to be a bit difficult to crack through this defense from Motiv8. Now, Motiv8,
no.
Oh boy, comes in and another headshot. 3 kills, 3 headshots, and now finally the mirror window will get open. All gonna try and thermite the wall, but the grenade has already been thrown out here. The impact doing a bit extra damage on Breezy and the Lion. E1D popped. He's got barely any HP to play with. They're just gonna spray through. Yellow setting up here. 3 kills already. No! No, he cannot get it here. I'm not sure what happened, but Acid will take him out, but he's so low on HP. Breezy as well. 45 seconds on the clock as Breezy has finally come back into the bathroom. They hear him from below with the smoke. Acid sprays in, getting the kill on Talon. Now 2 versus 3. 33 seconds on the clock. How are they still alive? A single sneeze here. It's more than enough to finish off Noble. They try to run through this hatch. No, they're going to open up the main lobby hatch. Are you going to try to elevator this down? No, Kush comes in. Gets taken out by Breezy. Get traded, and Acid comes in on the Mira. And Billboard from the side, though, is ready. All they had was basically, let's just try to drop down from the hatch. Yeah, that was just down to lack of ability to attack it. I gotta give Yellow the credit for that round though. Holding the yellow stairs the way he did. I mean, you might question picking Rook, but he certainly made it work. I think now we know why the guys at Ubisoft have called this stairs yellow stairs. This is why. That's true. That's true. It's 2 rounds in a row. Literally yellow stairs. They've been his stairs. So good for him. This is my stairs. Probably matches. Get out of my stairs. I don't think we have Scottish CTU yet. Get out of my swamp. Mike Myers voices the operator. That would be interesting. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. I love to hear him do Tachanka. So, now we are going to see Noble go for the basement. It was a good choice for Motiv8. Noble did win their bomb site, so they have to switch. We'll see. It is 2-2 tied up. However, a lot of these rounds have been in Noble's edge even when they haven't won. So there's a question whether Motiv8 can really come back with some strength. Kush at least living for a while longer on that glass last time did help, but just didn't turn into a lot of kills. So this is a lot of pressure has been put on the other 4 players as Kush has not been just really, unfortunately, doing much with that glass, other than maybe putting pressure on, forcing them to kind of be afraid of different angles. Interesting placement of the Black Eye. The thing is that he cannot put himself in a correct position to actually utilize it correctly against the defense from Noble, which means that, you know, if they're able to counter you every single time. They're just used to peeking glass and ranked. Honestly, it's very much possible. Right? That's where you practice it. Like, all right, I'm going to play glass every single time. And obviously, these are old school players. They're used to playing Canal as well back in the day. Oh, yeah. So if there's a map where you would have gotten used to, like, okay, well, we'll just 1v1 the glass across the map, it's basically playing Canal back in the day. I'm sure Wilkie wants it back. We'll see. But they are bringing out their pretty standard defensive lineup here in terms of Noble. It's okay. We want him back as well. Well, we'll see on Sunday if he's going away or not. Sad days. Funeral march. Attackers have located a bomb. Windows getting opened here to try and get an angle down onto the batteries for Yellow. Unfortunately, doesn't shoot the batteries right away. As what happened there? The bodies. Kush again. So how does Yeti's position? That is a fantastic angle. He's like, all right, you want the batteries? I'll punish you for trying to get those. Oh, I love this onto. Oh, Yellow's ready. Gets the headshot with the C8. The grenade's going to get thrown in here just for good measure, but that is very costly for both teams. Losing the glass and the defense, of course. Oh, will losing Breezy get it? No, Breezy's killed as he's trying to battery trick it. Nicely done by Yellow, who's really on a roll here. Rampy going to have to tear down Heavy's hard work. Unfortunately, cannot put it back up. Going to have to go with Wood instead. As Heavy goes for a run out, that's not going to result in anything, but at least not his own death. And that's the most important thing. Nearly finding someone in the bathroom soon, though, as Talon takes a short break in here. Talon with a close angle. That's a very difficult spot to spot, basically, because it's on the floor. 4v3 advantage to Motiv8 as they have the garage door open, and they're going to open up the second panel. And they have a lot of good utility left, and Kush hadn't been doing anything anyway, so. They've got smokes, they've got everything. They've even got their logic bombs to play with if they want to go for the aggressive play. Of course, if Billboard decides to use his logic bomb, then it'll be a big help for the Habana, but Yellow is able to take control of Yellow stairs again, and 3 kills in a row here. Billboard making it work as well as Talon at the end with the tap. Didn't even need the logic bomb at the
They
end.
got those SMGs again. Oh, that football
Talon,
helmet.
I have to say, Talon today.
Yeah. Yellow too as well. Like Yellow's been really showing up this map especially. It's been a good one for Motiv8 to try and make a comeback as they're finally a point ahead. Something they definitely struggled with on Border. However, the best they can hope for is map 3 at this point, as they lost Border. And that's, I don't know, not a great spot to be in. If this was, you know, next season, you get to play every team twice, you know, no big deal. But this is the chance to, this is really for all the marbles, as they say. So, Capital coming out again. Saw some decent work from that from Acid before, but we haven't seen a lot of use of the crossbow just yet. Again, Motiv8 going back to the lesser bomb site. Maybe what cost them Kush, unfortunately. Not doing so great there.
We really have seen like absolutely no work done from the Capital here.
This is why Noble's behind. Heavy only has 1 kill. That's why.
He's very much heavy at this point.
Yeah, bottom heavy, unfortunately. So a little bit of a struggle from Billboard. They're trying to figure out where they want to place that camera, but that is going to be a useful one, as you can see all the way down this hallway, potentially even to Yellow Stairs door, depending on the angles with the lips there. But there's another nice one. I like the idea behind these placements, trying to get some good coverage inside instead of just worrying about jump outs all day.
When you are thinking of, if my opponents come in, I need to make sure that this is not a spot they'll look at immediately or take a while or really ever look at.
Well, it's the angles that'll be your back when you come in.
There's quite a few spots. I've gone through Coastline. I've seen the Coastline has a few spots that you can really abuse with these Valkyrie cams, but that's for another.
Someone's been on YouTube.
No, I've been alone. This is me in custom game. I've been putting homework in.
Sounds romantic.
So.
All right, well, Pulse going to be playing actually in admin, bravely enough. No one afraid that they're going to take that right away. And this is the typical Blackbeard spot. Hopefully he doesn't rappel into the wall going down, but nope, he's actually going to jump up, change his rappel here. Maybe this is the safer way to go down, to not end up inside that wall.
Oh, God.
We definitely do not want to see that again.
No.
So he's going to get the angle here. Continue to put pressure on Projector. However, he's not fighting because, unfortunately, does not see that run between Connector there. I'm not sure if he can see that with that angle. It's hard to tell with just the outlines. But Kush here actually playing an interesting spot on this Pulse. Unfortunately for him, no one wants to visit his neck of the map just yet.
Admin is most of the time a very important spot to take before you go into Projector. This time around, not the case, and we're taking a lot of damage early on the Valkyrie.
Well, he might get a chance to be on those cameras soon.
A bomb has been located.
There you go, Breezy losing his drone here, but he's going to go up. He still has both E1Ds to play with, a minute 35 on the clock.
This is where we saw Breezy get jump out on last time.
Oh, C4 is going to get baited out here. I see the run up. Talon trying to play as well with a tool angle. It's a 1-to-1 trade. Talon playing up close, and the shotgun will connect. Yeti down on the floor now.
It's a beast. We'll see if Rampy wants to use his Skeleton Key going up the stairs as well. Lion's going to put pressure on him to keep him in Yellow Stairs, though, so they can finally start to progress on the room. But
oh, he does!
Shotgun versus shotgun.
Skeleton Key doing the work here from our Canadian operator, of course, doing the work. Buck Rampy. Going up Yellow Stairs.
This is where the Capital could be pretty useful to help smoke for some crossings, or even if they have someone stuck in a particular position, could fire him out with the crossbows.
Breezy no longer on the window, and we'll see the first one to go in, and the second one near this mirror window. They're going to try to trick the mirror as they spray in through the wall, but Cookies is ready. Barely any HP left. He'll be able to get the kill. Breezy, though, dropped on the floor and eliminated by Yellow. From below, it's the C4 of Cookies. And that'll be the end of the round as Motiv8 bring it back. Very low on health, unfortunately. Even though they lost the first player, Cookies at least making sure that the control key is working there. And everybody from Noble falling down. Motiv8 a round away from bringing it to map 3. And you know what? I'm feeling it. Map 3 for this one, definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I would like to see it go. Generally for relegations, that should be the way. You know, you want it to be close, otherwise, you know, what's the point? Especially for contesting between two different leagues like this. So far though, Motiv8 have made this their map. I mean, this was their pick, though. So actually, Noble picked border, Motiv8 picked this map, so I guess it's not a big surprise that it ended up going this way.
I mean, it might go the same. Noble might take the round here, and then we'll go 5-3, and it'll be very similar to what we had in the first map.
So this is where Noble struggled last time, was defending downstairs here in the garage. Probably not going to fall for the same stuff this time, and Motiv8 not being prepared for this did not bring the thermite this time. So, Talon actually going to be on Jackal.
Is this
channel Rampy? So this is a smart play by Noble, and Motiv8 not being as prepared for it. Going to be bringing Billboard on that Blackbeard, which I imagine they were planning to either push the top floor or the middle floor. And then Kush finally getting off glass to be on Twitch this time. We'll see how well he does on Twitch. Instead, Yellow, of course, playing that buck. He's been doing so well on.
Is this going to force a push from servers?
10 seconds left.
I mean, that's what you do. Yeah.
We've seen it too many times this season.
And they don't. Sure. They do have a hub on it, so they could go rush hatch if the hatch in Lisa's reinforced. They can open it up and they can go rush for cafeteria from there. This peek from Heavy needs to work. Heavy's been really struggling on kills. A spawn kill would be a great way to go here. There we go. Talon down, no tracking on him. That is the perfect person to kill. Is your counter. And Yellow downed, needs to get picked back up. Gonna have 50 health at best. This is really Noble not laying down and taking it for this last potential round.
Well, at least Yellow is not going to be laying down anymore. See, he's picked back up. Can't really get a clear angle. He's not even sure where they got shot from because a few extra windows were opened up just in case.
That's the way to do it. So now they have to go for that potential cafeteria push. It is not reinforced on that hatch, so Buck can just open it. They can go pressure down from there because they cannot open the garage door unless Cookies can get enough of a crawl hole there. There's, of course, that Legion Mine to stop them from crossing around to the white van, but they're not going to pressure from there anyways.
They're going to realize, all right, there's no thermite, and this is the point where you open your mirror windows and play from the garage looking into the cafeteria.
If they know that, of course. That's a big if, because it's a lot easier to know who's on the defensive side than the attacking side. So, but two roamers up here working out pretty well in terms of having control of both the middle floor and the top floor. So Noble are dominating all three floors of this map right now, not to mention getting the kill and 50% of Yellow's health. Yellow being the top fragger, that would have been a better kill, I would say, than Talon, but Talon's also been doing pretty well. So either way, Heavy finally bringing a great round to his team. Oh, Yellow, though, looking for his opportunities. Unfortunately, that drone's a little too far and doesn't have a second one to throw right now. So they know they're going to be coming from the side as they've put no effort in trying to open the garage doors.
Now they're going to have the Blackbeard quick possibly playing from Yellow stairs. That'll be the Billboard.
He's smart play.
He's droning in. He's getting the information. He's still Heavy upstairs and Rampy as well on the Jaeger. So they can rotate down if Claymores have not been set up correctly.
They could drop down that Visa stairs hatch that they used to get in, and that that would be very, very bad.
Will you check for a Claymore?
Yeah, you better check for those Claymores. Unfortunately, the Cookies will not have one. In fact, I'm not sure if any of these operators
Kush actually has one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's using one.
Yeah. So Heavy playing a tight angle here. 40 seconds left, though. Plenty of time. They've got to time this down right in terms of Rampy as well. But Rampy does get the kill onto Billboard, and that is, ooh, two big players off.
Of course, we'll keep in mind that Vigil has had his change in, where his ERC7 will only last for 12 seconds, but it recharges in 6. Heavy, though, coming in, getting the second kill for himself in the round is Yeti. Turning it into a 1v5. Kush inhaling some of that smoke there, but Acid coming in, getting the shot with the T95, with the SMG, just very close here. Pre-opened holes, and you want Noble are not lying down just yet. 3 rounds on the board, and they can take it to overtime.
Interestingly, both teams have made their losing bomb sites work, whereas Motiv8 lost the top floor, then made it work. Noble lost the bottom floor, then made it work. So both teams showing good adaptations in terms of being able to counter. Some of that, I think, was a little bit of a mind game, and Noble catching them off guard without a thermite. And you see, Noble, unfortunately for them, thinking that they were going to be going different bomb site, they had a thermite. They're switching off of it. Now the question is, are they just going to play it a different way, or did they just make the same mistake Motiv8 made? That's the big question. They are going to have a mute jammer and no bandit. So are they going to go for the same double mirror window on, or double mirror on the window? They are not bringing Yellow on the Rook this time. He's going to be the mute. So Kush going to be trying to roam on that Vigil. Talon on the castle. This is I mean, what you had worked so well last time, but I do imagine that Yellow playing on the stairs like that might not work as well a second time. But it worked so well. This is interesting that I mean, they don't have a sledge or anything that's going to be able to open that castle barricade, so they may have to hit it manually so that that mute jammer next to it may work because they can stop the Cairo from opening it.
No, this is very interesting.
Yeah,
They're sending so much here to just hold on to the bathroom that they don't. The thing is, though, they have the rotation hole leading into yellow stairs. That's why they castled the side entrance, and they have a mute jammer next to it as well. Completely deny any.
Well, they're trying to control both the yellow stairs as well as the piano area by having the castle barricades to be able to section off those two kind of areas of the map that they can approach from.
And leaving it so even if you wanted to rotate out of the bathroom to engage anybody in yellow stairs or in piano, you're not easily attacked from the back.
And now we're seeing again a Visa take here from the attackers on the garage. Because, well, that's what you do when you don't have a thermite. But Jackal's getting some good use here. He found the Mira first, now he's found the Vigil, and that is who you want to find. So Lion's going to help pressure him out here with that EE. There we go. Unfortunate when you get Lion and Jackal tracked that moment. If there was a Dokkaebi call for him as well, that would have been tragic.
And then the
Blitz
the Blitz runs it. That is my worst sniper. And then you're Candela'd with the Ying, and you're like, what am I doing?
Cold sweats thinking about that every night.
Wake up in the middle of the night. Oh no, not the Candelas. Not the Blitz again.
Please Blitz nerf. Well, that is Kush unfortunately down yet again. But that was just a roamer, and he's not the most vital site defender here, and they do not have a way to open the garage, as we said. So it is going to be down to kind of them playing it reverse. They did not go with the double mirror strat on the garage door, so probably a more traditional setup with those mirror windows to be able to defend against a push from the garage doors that's not happening. However, at least they're taking their time here. A minute 18 left, plenty of time for Rampy to find someone else to kill with that last ping that he can get. He's going to drone instead first, which is the smart way to do it, of course. Use the fact that you still have drones. First in the mute jammer being a little bit of a pain. We've seen some of those placements downstairs where they place it on elevated positions, as well as having it before.
I'm not sure if that's the one as well that was set up in the hallway.
By the bathroom, probably,
yeah.
So
2 claymores set up there. Just make sure nobody pushes.
That's how you cover your flank. They have a man advantage, and they might as well use it. But Yeti trying to sneak his way towards cafeteria. They know the approach is coming from there. That might be the second smoke canister that's come off. Yeti might counter it with one of his own, though. He's going to try and help this push here, and Candelas are going to make a big difference. Now we see not only did Ying lose the smokes, Captow's got them.
Now the U1D he's going to get used. Cookies will go in for the first kill. No, that's Talon now 2 in a row. 4 in a row for Motiv8. Acid last man alive. He's spotted and he's got 10 bullets in the mag. You know what? Doesn't matter. Cookies is going to nom over him and get the kill. Acid's going to go down. The Cookie Monster. That's what we're going to call him today. Getting the kill with the mirror.
That was both teams catching each other off guard in terms of attacking garage. Love that we're actually seeing that football moment. So we've seen both teams now take their maps. They've taken them pretty dominantly with a 5-3 each.
Or you call it that, like a home run or something?
Yeah, maybe a triple.
12-5 from Yellow.
Cookies, unfortunately.
Oh boy,
struggling with his bio problems. Well, that was a close match, but
5-3 for both our maps.
We've shown both teams can adapt, and the map really matters. So, that, of course, the question of who is going to play Bank better. Now, we saw some good anti-roaming there from Noble, which unfortunately did not win them the map, though. Bank is, of course, the map that is going to be roam heavy for sure. So Lion and Jackal, as we saw against that Vigil, going to be a big factor, I would imagine here. The question is, are we going to see people play that wonderful CEO defense we've been seeing? And is anyone going to try that, unfortunately, poorly fated open area defense we've seen?
Yeah. I think after the first couple times, everybody realized, oh, well, I guess we'll just take control of the top floor and bye-bye mirror windows. You know, all your setups that you have, you just get shot in the back. Like, you need a castle, you need specific operators to make it work. Sometimes it's a bit too much of a pain to actually make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if, for example, any teams want to start on tellers. That is something we occasionally see as a team that decides everyone's preparing to attack the basement first, the lockers. So, you know, we'll just play in tellers instead, because tellers is also decent bomb site. That one's been more of a 50-50 between attackers and defenders over the season. Top floor is actually small sample size, but CEO has been very successfully defended, especially by the likes of Rogue.
Yeah, but we've seen in a final round just crack the defense very easily. I think there were a couple rounds where
Was that SK Mouse?
I believe so, and they were playing with a couple ACOGs as well. They were playing on the defense. I think there was a certain point where they had both a rook and a dock.
Good, yeah.
And they were playing behind an extendable shield in the hallway.
Yeah, that's been pretty effective. It depends on whether or not you can land those angles with the cracks that work out with that, especially with that ACOG.
Oh, yes.
When you got an ACOG right through the crack there, as long as you got a gun with decent recoil control, like the MP5 is very, very. I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is like
you're looking for headshots.
Absolutely, at this level of play, MP5s are very, very good, especially with an ACOG on it. So Dock and Rook. I mean, yeah, they don't see a lot of play because they don't bring a lot of other utility that necessarily gets used. But
you'll get to see them even on sites that are like, why is this happening? Yeah. But there's a lot of sites
for yellow.
Yeah, it worked when he's picking Rook on garage defense, which is definitely not something that would happen usually. And also we saw that a lot on Clubhouse when it's a bar defense.
Yeah, you see a lot.
And then you'll see, sometimes you'll see either Rook or a Dock plus the Echo, or even all three of them. You just want as many ACOGs as possible.
Maybe not on new
to
Clubhouse
contest.
once that's revamped, just because of the way they've broken up the bar. We'll see next season, hopefully. Looking forward to new Clubhouse. Definitely been a lot of Clubhouse since the game came out, unfortunately.
Speaking of which, do you see what they announced yesterday?
New Clubhouse?
Not yet. They're telling us, prepare for war.
Oh yes, the.
Se vis pacem praeparet bellum.
Yeah.
My Latin is not too good.
I don't speak Latin, so.
That's definitely a language
Google
I don't
Translate.
speak. That's for sure. But new operation, ladies and gentlemen, was written in Latin, so it's possible. You know a few cool facts about
Latin operators.
Let's have a couple cool facts about the Latin language. Did you know that even in ancient Rome, Latin was used as the language of the plebs? Because Greek.
Here we go. Speaking of Latin.
No.
Bank,
You're not going away from this one, because Greek was still considered as the language of the smart people, the noble people. That's why the plebs used to speak Latin.
Noble people.
There you go. That's a transition.
There we'll go with that segue. Heavy going to be on the Jackal this time. That'll be interesting. So, Rampy was previously the Jackal. So hopefully Heavy can play an equally well Jackal. Zofia, a good pick on this map. Now I said earlier, Jackal is absolutely useful on this map, and this has been Jackal's map since Jackal came out, pretty much. The question is, will they get pinched out by it? Now we have seen probably near 100% lion rate, although I haven't been keeping track of it. So that hasn't changed. No. But getting pinched by Lion and Jackal, of course, we've seen how big of a problem that can be. So roamers are going to have to be very careful. Talon in particular, I imagine going to be on the roam with Ella. No Vigil, but Kush going to be on Pulse, which we saw him do a bit on Border.
And that's the thing, though. You exchange having a possible blitz when you're on the attack to have the Jackal because you're afraid of the way the defenders are going to play this. How will they roam? And
interesting.
Wherever they may roam, that's for sure. Talon is going to be a one to make things a bit more difficult for Noble. He has an extendable shield, they have Zofia.
Yeah, I mean, the extendable shield there are going to make it harder for them to push down those stairs, which is good. I mean, but they do have the ability to blow that up with Zofia, so that might not be as big of a problem. But the ADS right there might actually catch it. I like that idea. He had the ADS right next to the shield, might be able to get it through the crack, depending on whether or not that works reliably. I like Kush here just trying to be a little bit of a pulse himself. Just pulsing forward, trying to catch someone. Not getting marked. It's an interesting technique.
Marco!
No one coming that way, so he's accomplishing a whole lot.
Heavy just droning in here, has not found anybody just yet.
Rampy needs to take that shield out. Just in case he dies later, he's got to be the one to be able to do that. Doesn't want to give away his position just yet, though. Breezy playing a little aggressive for a Lion. Needs to make sure to get the most out of his utility. Now they need to take care of these roamers. The Jackal of Heavy hopefully going to find some footprints soon. I imagine Talon has been around a little bit, although he was mostly staying downstairs, so that might have worked out in his favor. However, Heavy has not actually gotten in the building just yet.
I like the setup here from the Motiv8 Mines.
They really want to make sure server stairs is secure.
And If you want to make it even more difficult, go for a Spots 15 with a Cav. We've seen that work in the past of Latin America.
We used to see the Valkyrie spaz as well back in the day on the stairs a lot.
So this is definitely a spot where you can play shotguns if need be, but no, Talon's going to get spotted here, and they know they'll have to face the Ela, but again, Ela is made for these close-up fights, as Billboard will get the kill on Breezy. A Lion taken away before he could use his utility.
So there we go.
Oh, Talon with a headshot.
The timing was not.
He tried to correct his aim. Unfortunately, the mine was set up in a position where he couldn't really deal with it, and now, of course, Zofia has a lot less effect.
Yeah, this is a
from it.
Rivalry. There we go.
It'll pop into both here. Talon has to fall back. They rush in, but he's got no ammo left in the mag somehow.
That's a big surprise.
For an Ela, that's for sure. 2 kills, though, coming in from Noble. Billboard will refrag, get another one for himself. 3 players alive, but there's 2 C4s left. And, of course, with the Pulse, quite possibly be playing very close up. No, he's all the way in the back, so they won't be able to get the heat signature on the last 2 alive from Noble, as Rampy is going to be getting back into the staff room. I'm not sure if he can really do much here, as everything is reinforced, and he's obviously a soft destructor. Have to jump on down, and he's going to get instantly eliminated by Cookies. The boss will get taken down by Acid here, but he's spotted going into the red hallway, and Billboard is ready for him again. Motiv8 getting the round, and 3 kills for the smoke at Billboard.
I think he was hoping that the smoke was playing in red hallway where Mira was at that point, just because usually that's where smoke's going to be playing along with Mira. So that case did not work out for him because he was playing it smartly back. Unfortunately, I just feel like Breezy was a little too aggressive on that Lion versus a Jackal. So you had a Jackal who was going to be there, more useful for the tracking more often, I would say, than the Lion. But you had the Lion was the one who was inside, whereas it needs to be the other way around. I mean, Lion can do his job from spawn. He can drone, he can use his EE1Ds, whereas Jackal's the one that needed to be in the building, and because of that, because of Breezy dying early, they had a lot less intel and ability to pressure them. But here we go, the Montaigne shield from Billboard. This is a strat we've seen stall out time and time again if they're going for the same push onto server that we just kind of saw, except for just standing with that on the doorway.
But is that Monty on purpose, or were they expecting downstairs? It reminds me of Penta when they were playing.
Oh no, they're actually going to Tellers. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about before the map started, like which team will go to Tellers first. Noble's going to be that team. They've been starting on offsites. They started on Vents, for example, on Border, and they're willing to start Tellers here. And that's really throwing Noble off because, or I mean Motiv8 off because, yeah, what are you going to do with this Montaigne on this bomb site?
I mean, they can still go into the side hall, coming in from open area, but no, they didn't reinforce the what? Well, the hallway wall is not reinforced for Noble.
They could still reinforce it potentially. No, they just opened it right up. So they want to play aggressively in both sides, though. They want to be able to defend open area. They are going to use Castle though to help section off some of it. So they're going to stop a quick rush in through the window that we see some teams do. So that is a smart adaptation in terms of that. I mean, it's not a hard thing to get rid of, but it's definitely going to make it a pain for them. We could even see the Glass trying to take care of that Castle barricade for them.
At least the positive thing here for Noble is that Motiv8 do not have a dedicated soft destructor. Sure, you can say, you know, Glass is kind of technically one, but not in a way where you can open up large sections on the wall to help the Monty move in.
Yeah, and they are going to see that Castle barricade here. It gives them no angles in. This is helping them control both the kitchen and open area. And then the Pulse playing downstairs by Yeti, who's got to answer his phone real quick, is going to be potentially useful here because they're not going to put a lot of pressure on him downstairs. So he might be able to roam freely. The question is, can he get back up to do something if he needs to use that C4? Because there's not a lot of floor space for him to C4. He's got to count on throwing it up potentially through hatches. But they are finally starting to control at least a kitchen here.
Cookies. He's going to get one. Can he get the Mira? No, he misses the shots. And the Mira, barely any health for Acid here. How is he even alive here?
Just throw your C4 and run. Phone call there. Going to help. Wow, Yeti finishes off another, though.
It's at least Cookies that was down on the floor. Take him out, but Billboard will come in, get the kill on the Mira. Unfortunately for him, that's the thing. He cannot move in, but he has to crouch, get in. There's no C4 to contest him. Fortunately, Yeti was not in a position where he could throw it out and help him out. Billboard getting one more. What is this? Monty the new Blitz.
Too much ump roaming here. Unfortunately, now they can't retake the site. Billboard really hard for them.
The user is not going to get set, though, and Yeti from the side, he'll get the kill on Billboard.
The double ump.
How does Noble do this?
C4s and great plays. Just pinching it from both sides was exactly what you need to do on the Monty right there. But getting away with that...
How... Okay, let's go back.
Rewind.
Let's rewind this. How did the Monty go in and get 2 kills with a pistol?
Just them focusing way too much on too many different angles and not having enough players in sight. You saw we had one player with just 1 health, for example, trying to defend that. And the fact that they had to watch their back because they opened up those holes, obviously the Monte used those against them because they were able to take control of kitchen and then take control of open area and have that flank. That's the problem, is they really needed to keep that flank secure. They didn't expect a thermite on the wall of kitchen. That's really what helped breach that, take control of the room. I mean, yeah, the thermite lost his gunfight, unfortunately, but he still helped them get in and get the angles, and they took that Mira down to 1 health.
Now,
you want to see the CEO defense, though, there. That's what we're talking about, with the yellow on the rook. So, oh boy, he's going to channel some slash hug here.
Do they have a shield, an extendable shield for Motiv8? Surprisingly enough, they don't have a castle. They're going to play with a Vigil on the team. No, this would be a very turtle play style if you're setting up in CEO. I wonder what they're going to try to use Kush for.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kush last time was pinched out by the combo of Vigil, or I mean,
which is exactly what we have here.
Exactly. So it's like, are we going to see the impact nade strat to try and stop the walls from getting opened that we saw previously, I believe, from SK? That could be interesting to see. Depends on which side they attack from. That was the thing, though, that we saw was the big weakness.
That's why they got the castle.
Attackers keep attacking this from just one side. We see them either attack it from the front, meaning the lobby, or they attack it from the back, meaning over on the square skylight side. Both of those don't work that great if they have the impact nade counter, for example. So you have to hit it from both sides. It helps if you have a glass to be able to fight some long angles, which they don't, and that's a big weakness here in attacking this bomb site.
I'm not sure about the Valkyrie cam, though. It's set up right next to the default cam, but already then.
I mean, obviously they need that camera for part of their strategy, potentially to help cover the roamer of Kush here, but he's going to be looking for any cheeky peeks in the lobby. Might actually get one, though, because they're not droning him successfully, and it's going to depend a bit on Jackal of Heavy catching his footprints, but that depends on where he's walked so far, and those do fade over time. He's, again, outside. I'm not sure about Heavy on Jackal.
I'll remind you, the Vigil only has 12 seconds of ERC7 to play with. Going to try to come in and even knifing the drone here, but 2 kills. The Jackal and the Twitch will get a kill each. The Valk and the Rook will get taken down. ACOG, not enough for this one here. And unfortunately, Kush does not have reinforcements from the top. The E1D is going to get used. Now puts him in a very difficult spot.
So close. I might even hit part of his leg right there. There we go. Ramping though with a nice kill.
Yeah, I'll get one here. The C7E cannot really get the shot on the mute, but as I say, that mute's very low. He'll get taken down. Now Kush from below. He's got a couple impact nades to play with, but he's the only man alive versus 4. He's just going for a plant, safe and secure.
Can he do it? Nope.
Oh, nope.
Denied.
Couldn't even save one of them.
Unfortunate. But a great attack from Noble.
They got coin toss, and unfortunately got the bad side of it.
I think they're the ones who got tossed that round, unfortunately, for Motiv8, as they are now a point down. As we saw last time, the team that was a point ahead, or, well, for all the previous 2 maps, the team that was a point ahead is the team that eventually became the victor at 5-3, despite sometimes it taking a second to get from match point to 5. So far, though, Noble looking strong. Now, of course, this time Motiv8 are like, okay, well, now they have to go downstairs. Now we'll get them with that Montana.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I mean, they don't have to. I mean, they lost that bomb site, I think. Oh, no, they won. They won.
And this is the thing now. We've got 3 C4s for Noble. We've got the smoke, and they have the castle.
If only they had an echo on top of it.
Just everything to make a Monty's life a living hell.
It's a party at Monty's house. Billboard, though, definitely doing some good work for his team. 5 kills, but you see Yeti and Yeti and Heavy doing some good work. So Heavy is showing up a lot more on this map than he did on the previous map. As you know, he did quite well on the first map. So I mean, yes, I'm calling his Jackal play into question, but he did get a nice kill with the last round. A lot of flexibility being set up here. They are going to open that hatch rather than reinforce it. They're actually going to make it
Aha.
Moving to defuse the bomb.
potentially.
Actually, that's great now, because of the way that they opened up.
Now the Monty Thermite thing doesn't work as well because now Thermite can't Thermite. We have seen though a lot of teams still adapt and be able to Thermite that. They can usually find a little bit of a
You
spot,
could be very finicky with the way that you set up that soft wall.
You might even have to blow the other wall at this point.
And this will force a plant in the back, and this will make it a bit more difficult.
You do have a glass though, so when you open up that other wall, having a glass can help a lot with that because you can watch a nice long angle into red, right where the mirror windows usually are, which in this case they are. So he can just peek that as long as possible here, but they're ready to get him from behind. 3 roamers upstairs. Does not seem like Motiv8 are ready for this at all. They tipped their hand a little bit showing the Monty strat before when they attacked, so Noble know that. They know Monty is their strat, and they are playing against that. So behind Monty is going to be the big problem here. Come on in, Monty will come up behind you. So yellow stair is going to be, or not yellow, but server stair is going to be the key here. There we go, and he's going to watch that from there. Yellow already starting it off onto Rampy though.
And they'll still be able to set up the thermite. All right, so he was able to put himself very close up to.
But they had to open the other wall first.
Yeah.
And that's why. But we're seeing the old classic pulse in gold to give some intel when the plant is going to come down. Smokes are going to come out. Plant is going to go down turtle-wise.
Will they chuck the C4? Yes, they will, but no! That's why you bring the Monty as well, because you can get extra smokes to play with. Cookie's getting one more kill for himself as Billboard falls back. He's not going to be standing on the diffuser. He's going to leave his teammate Kush to play from behind him. Looking with the glass. The second smoke is going to be used here to defend the diffuser. There's still one more in the back pocket of Kush. As the flashes are going to get thrown in, they're going to drop one player from Noble. That's Yeti, leaving only one alive. And goodbye. That's the SMG-12 and the OTS-03 doing the damage at the end for Motiv8. And you know what? Seems like it works.
Kush finally having a round to shine. So despite Noble completely reading into what their strategy is, just totally played right into it, not being able to stop that thermite wall from being open thanks to opening up the other one. Like I said, when you have the glass, opening up the other wall is perfect. It works so well. You saw the counter to the mirror throwing the C4, being able to stop them doing anything at that point. I mean, what were they going to do? They had to fast peek that glass, and instead they were trying to slowly creep up to the diffuser. I mean, maybe if he could have long-armed it, might have been able to do something at that angle because it's a tight 90-degree angle that the glass is watching, but even the Monty could just walk up to him at that point and hit him in the face. So,
I mean, they had so much manpower that they were even watching from the side of the server room, so it's pretty much impossible to go for it.
Yeah,
but
well, Kush, 3K this time, finally making it for the last 2 maps, playing pretty well. He's going to be back on that pulse he's played before. Billboard definitely showing up as well as Cookies. This is Noble's time to try and take it back here.
Double hard destructor for Noble.
They are definitely going to go in hard. So we'll see if they...
Well, very soft, actually, because they have hard destructors, right? Makes things a lot softer.
That's true. They are going to go with this strat yet again, but in a different way. This is the old making
Blockaroo. Okay.
Nope, maybe adjusting it here. Decided, nah, that's not going to work as well. I think he was just trying that out. I don't think that was a strat. But I do like what they're doing here. Last time they timed it poorly. Now what happened last time is they tried to time it to where they hit it with the Zofia right as they peeked in. That was poor timing because he was ready for the peek in was the problem. You needed to be able to hit him with the stun grenade, but as you said, not as effective on Ella. Means it's actually a big problem here. They don't have the nades to be able to throw it because they're not bringing Buck or Sledge or IQ. So without the nades, they don't have a lot they could do. And then the ADS is right there as well. So unless they can find a way to take Talon out right there, this has actually been a good linchpin there. At least they took that out early. That is the shield down, and that is pushing Talon back here, but he's going to hold the same angle he did last time. I imagine throws some Grismont mines up as well.
Okay, there we go. They're going to be able to take down that extendable shield. From above, they'll find the angle where the ADS cannot get...
It is Devin.
Is that Devin has been banned by BattleEye?
It is.
A bomb has been located.
So,
who's Devin? Never heard of him. I only know an Emzo.
I can only imagine that was actually dedicated to me. But
there are some people that actually... Oh, no! The mine!
Still probably effective from there.
They're going to spot it, though.
There is a lip there, and they're not looking right there right now. So I have a feeling they'll still walk right into it. But he's going to try and at least bounce one off to try and stun. Less effective, unfortunately, misses the second bounce. It hits the lip of the door. Going to go for it again. Going to try and push it with at least whatever. Then countered by the other one.
No.
As you were, you know, this is a sibling rivalry at its best here. try and get a shot.
Going for the 1v1 in the Ella.
Right there.
Does he spot the leg? Yes, he does. And Rampy's able to flick around and get the shot on Talon. Now Acid as well on the Thermite will get one for his own. That's now the Jaeger and the Ella eliminated at minute 13 on the clock. Great spot to be in if you are Noble, as now they have opened up the hatch in open area and they can look through, forcing Billboard on the smoke back.
Took them a while to get that Talon out of there, but that was really the main thing they needed to do. And now Kush is forced in a tough spot here.
The odd positioning for a mirror window. They only have a reinforced wall and nothing else, and Breezy cannot connect on Billboard. He'll get the information on him at least. There's nobody else to help. Yeah, no, the Zofia going on the floor. What are you doing? 2 kills coming in for Billboard. Cookie's getting 1 with the C4. Billboard now last alive. He'll have to take down 2 more. Canister's gonna get thrown in, low on HP. He'll peek in again. Pulling out the shotgun, able to down Yeti on the floor.
Oh wow, this is all
my god,
heavy here.
This is gonna, if he actually saved this round
if he
from
could only
a
get his
tight
footprint.
angle like that, he can try to long arm this one.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to try and force from. He has, I would imagine, done this before, though. He is prepared for this. This is all on Billboard to play smartly. Such low health.
Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
If only he had a remote gas snake to play with here, and not used it. He did in the past, unfortunately. Billboard's try there will be cut short by Heavy. It's a very difficult one to try and win, that's for sure. But
definitely saw him.
It was a try. It was a try. Very, very.
It was a try.
I don't know why they. You know the smoke is still there. Why are you just going to try and shuffle up the Lion?
Well, I mean, they thought that maybe they could get hit on a trade, right? Where they were kind of baiting each other, right? Because they were hoping that he would come up to finish the job under Breezy. So he was baiting that as well, hoping he had enough timing to be able to get there, right? Almost did, but he was ready for that. You saw how he was aimed higher. He was ready to actually trade it out potentially if he had to try and make that a safer kill. And he did. He got 2 out of it.
In that position, you'd think the Lion would be crawling up.
He was trying to.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Zofia just ran down. I was like, oh, I'll try to pick you up for a half second. I was like, no, he's just right there with a shotgun.
Had he had some of those stuns left, I think he might have used them all trying to take out Talon. Had he had one left, he might have been able to bounce it around the corner to make it a safer pickup, potentially, or even try and turn it into a trade. So it was just, it was a little bit of a rushed play. Talon actually going to be on Buck here, and Kush going to be on Ying, something like we said we haven't seen a whole lot of Ying here. Heavy going to be playing this castle that he's been doing fairly well on. This time we're going to see Tellers play without Montaigne. They're going to be sealing it off.
5 seconds.
They're not opening up the whole wall like we saw last time, just a little crawl hole, but
this is the whole wall.
There we go. They're actually saying, you know what, bring Thermite all you want. We're just going to open it up and shoot you from any approach that you try and make. I mean,
you think you could make a big heckin' hole? Well, we can do one as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to have confidence to play that, though, because any angle you open up is an angle you now have to defend on site, but they can also play it from the outside for retakes. So there is advantages to it as well in terms of using it the way the attackers would. Let's see how long they can hold open area. They are using mute to be able to try and stall it in kind of droning of open areas so that potentially the mirror can stay alive in there. So they can rotate really. They can hold open area for a long time. Now last time, remember they got Kitchen open with Thermite, and they were able to take Kitchen fast, and that turned into open area control, which turned into fighting from Monty into the archives. I don't know if they're going to get away with that this time. You're seeing them play the mirror window in different ways. Rotating all the way downstairs. A lot of people downstairs instead of upstairs this time. Should be interesting to see if... now, last time we saw it actually worked, though, for Heavy to rotate back. And we had Yeti was playing, I believe, Pulse or something? Oh, they're going for a different take here, though, for sure. They're trying to attack the front, trying to use Thermite in the one spot he's actually going to be useful.
There is nothing to counter this. Like, the mute's already used. He can't really set himself up back again. Ooh. Oh, the second flash is going to miss, and even a Candel's going to get thrown in.
They're going for it.
There's no Bandit to clear this out. It's been a big lack of Bandit in this matchup, that's for sure, between both of these teams, where Mute has taken a bit of a headway. But Yeti from the side, as I speak of the devil, the Mute coming in, taking down Talon. He's watching for the second one here. And Yeti, unfortunately, cannot finish off Kush, who's rotated around. And of course, opening up the wall, looking
loan office,
into
yeah.
Telling that's a
This is a smart play in terms of using that against them, because the castle barricade was working against them before, but now with this angle, they can't even fight from loan office.
Yeah. Yeti can basically just keep looking in, and they'll have to force the Thatcher to run into him.
If only they had Skylight or something. I mean, Billboard could rotate up to the Skylight.
They even have a second player up on the stairs trying to help out against it. Yeti will get the information. He'll get one, he'll get two, now three for Yeti, but Yellow coming in with the F2. Getting 2 kills for his own. Kush is dropped on the floor. Oh, put me in, no, he'll get the kill.
Finally punishing the player who had already gotten 3, but Kush is down in the meantime.
Heavy spraying in, and he'll find the angle. As Acid and Heavy connecting there at the end. Acid from the grave. Breezy's on the floor trying to get back up. There you go. That was the echo at the end, and we're on match point in round number 7 with Noble up 4-2.
Will this be another 5-3?
Honestly, there's a pattern here, right?
Yeah. The pattern is repeating. Deja vu this time in Noble's favor, though. So we go back and forth. Unfortunately, there's only 3 maps. There's not a 4th map for them to come back on for Motiv8.
Nope.
Not even a chance here because, again, for anyone who did not know this already, which is probably no one, if they lose this map, Motiv8 is out of Pro League for 6 months minimum. It is a big deal. This round right now decides the next 6 months of their life, potentially. What they're going to be doing, whether or not Motiv8 made the right investment.
You see that top left corner. It says NA Relegations.
It says nah. Well, was that really fire damage there? No.
A tiny bit. We'll call this scrap. Good. But yeah, this is, as you said, there's no way to underplay this round, especially. Well, if Noble win, they're in Pro League. Motiv8 lose, you're out.
Yep. Point of interest, Talon not bringing the deployable shield this time, going with barbed wire instead. Deciding that strat didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, fair enough, it didn't. I mean, it was still close. I still feel like it was more effective than barbed wire probably will be, but you know, Breezy's still probably being too aggressive. We've seen him get down too many times on this bank attack. I would like to see him play more of a drone role for the entries. Like I said, I'd like to see him drone heavy and even give him some more ability to get in and get those footprints safely.
They even open up the hatch.
They seem to be a little bit hectic right now. Talon's still going to have to guard those server stairs, though. Lion's going to make it harder. Finally, at least Breezy's going to get one off. Now they're going for a vault drop.
Rampy coming in from the back. They realize they have to deal with their opponents here to deny the C4s. Now he drops in. Do they even know he's in here?
They don't.
Oh boy.
Oh, this could be it for Motiv8 here. This Rampy could be the reason they're out of Pro League.
Don't make a single sound.
Just your Claymore somewhere.
Wait.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Don't open the window.
I swear to.
Breezy's down here now. Oh,
they're all here. All 4 players now.
Here they go.
Are down here.
Wait for it. There we go. Now it's time.
It's time to go for the rush. He's got to go. Acid is going to get one down and Heavy, getting the kill on Cookies from the elevators. And Motiv8 have no idea what's going on. ADS will burn out the smoke as Talon getting one and getting refragged by Rampy. How do you push away a player that is set in gold vault? Well, you basically don't. Billboard turns it into a 3v3. There's Rampy getting one, getting a second one as well. That's 3 for him in this round. Noble will clean it up with a quick vault dive. And you know what? They're going to claw their way into Pro League. Welcome to North American Pro League for Noble.
There's Noble. They win the cash by diving into the cash room. Nicely done. Like I said, Rampy was the reason right there that they, I mean, not all of him. He got 2 or 3 kills from down there, but
basically the fact that he's able to sneak in.
Yeti, my man, nice job. 11, breaking the double digits for the first time here in this entire match.
And there you go. As you see, Noble win 2-1 total at the end. Means that Noble, will remind you, are now in North American Pro League. They're going to be playing in that for next season, in Season 8, which is great for them. Ton of exposure, extra cash, and possibly, because we've already seen professional players quitting their jobs